What's up, buddy? How you doing? I want to tell you how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty darn good. Now, why is that? Well, I have a little bit of a stock portfolio. To be honest, not doing too great. It's been a very bad month in the market, as some of you might know. But I took advantage of what we call a dip. There was a dip in a very particular stock, a stock you might have heard of called Netflix. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's this place where you can watch movies and TV shows on the internet. Isn't that crazy? Well, I bought this stock, even though it should have been insanity. Insanity. Because if I listen to all the other YouTubers out there, well, Netflix has, and we love this term, we love to hear this term, Netflix got woke and went broke. And we're going to talk about the fallacy of that ridiculous idea. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that button down below. Big red button. Join the Vito army. Let's talk about Netflix. Now, I'm not saying I love everything on Netflix. Obviously, they've made some mistakes. I tried to watch that Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. Oh boy, that was not a good one. Let's take a look at that fantastic cast there. Yeah, ooh, Cowboy Bebop couldn't even get a second season. What a tragedy. And you know what? I'm even willing to entertain the idea that sometimes, I mean, a lot of productions, a lot of Hollywood productions these days, they do have some woke elements that are maybe not good writing. I think Cowboy Bebop made a big mistake. There's a character named Gren who in the original had been, operated on or subjected to these kind of experimental treatments that kind of turned him into a lady or gave him breasts or whatever. And he didn't like it. He didn't like being a medical guinea pig. In the new version, he's like just a happy non-binary. He's like, oh, this is great. I'm so glad I was horrifically experimented on because now I have boobs and I get to be non-binary. It's not the best writing in the world. That being said, okay, these networks are not defined by 1 or 2 or even 10 or 20 shows that might have some of these woke elements in them. Let's be clear. Netflix has thousands upon thousands of pieces of content. They have hundreds of new shows, movies every year. So just because a couple of them go by the wayside, it's very foolish to try and gauge what's going on with the network based on that. So what happened? Well, Netflix announced, as stocks do, they announce their earnings. That's when the heads of the company come out and they go, here's all the data for you, the stockholder. All of our stockholders, you are entitled to this information as to how much money we made, how many subscribers we got, what our forecasts are, what our earnings per share are. Okay. And they did not meet expectations. The expectations were out there for the amount of money they expected to make, the amount of new subscribers they wanted. Well, interestingly, they didn't exactly miss expectations. You know what? Let's just get the reaction of my colleagues. As always, if you want bad takes on news, uninformed opinions, one of the best places you can check is YouTube. I'm going to argue, I'm going to give you an informed opinion. Come to me. I got a little something in this head of mine. I tell you what. Now, if we search for this Netflix, the wokeness within the past week, what do we get? Let's search from this month. Very good. The quartering Netflix collapse continues, down $100 billion. My God. And he says right there, you can't see it here, but woke programming is to blame. Interesting, Jeremy. Interesting. It's not what the stockholder report says, but sure. Let's see. There was more of this. The reality behind Netflix's crash. That looks like an actual person talking about it. You know what? Let's just go into some of the... Oh, here we go. Another one from Jeremy. Netflix collapse. User stops signing up. Company loses 50 million billion today? What do you mean million billion? Woke Hollywood is crumbling. Woke backfire. Netflix stock tanks. All right. I got these queued up. Look. Down $100 billion. Woke programming is to blame. Netflix stock tanks. Investors panic. From Ryan Kinnell, a good colleague of mine. We have brutal news, 750,000 subscribers ranked top. Half of these are the quartering. When you find a topic you like, you milk that thing. You know how to make that money. Netflix, over $100 billion loss with woke programming to blame. Netflix, 50 million. Here we have Yellow Flash, another great colleague of mine. Company sees billions burn. And all you got to do, look, I'm not going to watch the video, but let's open the transcript here if we can. Will the transcript open for me? I think actually if we go to Jeremy's first video, you open the transcript, you Control F search for the word woke. Jeremy, how many times did you use the word woke in this video? Their dedication to garbage woke quality content. Once you get woke, you know the rest. Woke self-annihilation. Wokeness runs proportionally to how audiences tune out. Sprinkle wokeness in small doses. In-your-face woke properties. Wokeness. Wokeness. I'm talking about wokeness. TM. Corporate wokeness. This man uses the word woke about 50 times in one video. Okay. So here's the theory we're going to go with. Is Netflix stock is down because of woke programming. Now, that's what a bunch of these YouTube guys who know nothing about business, know nothing about the stock market, and exist only to make the same video over and over, where no matter what the movie or TV show is, they go, well, it's woke garbage, it's woke, run away from the wokeness. Okay, some stuff is that, not all of it. Can you guys calm the fuck down? Because here's the report. Here's a report from a news outlet, CNBC. And I'm going to argue to you, I know some of you guys don't like the mainstream media, but when it comes to business and tech and stuff like that, these YouTube guys, don't get your stock advice from them. Let me put it that way. Okay, Netflix shares fall 20% on slowing subscriber growth. Well, that is a big deal. 20% is a big drop, absolutely. Fourth quarter earnings after the bell, okay. And I want to get down to the big problem. So the big problem they ran into, and the reason the stock dropped, is because of a slowdown in user growth. What that means is some people are canceling, some people are joining, but the number of people who are joining is not as quick a rate of growth as it used to be. Now, there's various arguments for why that is, and you could make the argument that maybe the quality of the content has gone out the window. But let's be clear. They projected a growth of 8.19 million new users, and they got 8.28 million. I want you to process that for 1 second. That means that they beat their expectations for the number of new subscribers coming in. More people signed up than they gave in the previous report. In a previous report, you say, here's how much we expect to make. Here's how many subscribers we expect to get. They beat the estimates. 8.28 million versus 8.19 expected. Here's why the stock dropped, however, is that sometimes estimates are conservative. Typically, stock purchasers, stock holders want you to beat estimates at a greater rate. They want you to really go above and beyond. So the previous quarter four in 2020, that was a year ago, they added 8.5 million subscribers. This year, they only added 8.19 million. Now, in the world of stocks, that's a big drop. It does mean that growth is slowing, absolutely. But let's be clear. The argument that we are getting from guys like, and Jeremy, I love you. Ryan, I don't love you. Or Yellow Flash, I don't love you. Jeremy, you're the only one I like. Because you know where your bread is buttered, and you're good at putting these videos out. I wish I could make as much as you. Okay. What these YouTubers don't understand is that this drop cannot at all be attributed to the idea that the programming has gotten woke. You're talking about 8.5 million versus 8.2 million. So, I'm trying to do the math in my head. Is that 300,000 people? So it's a drop of 300,000. Again, they didn't lose 300,000. It's 300,000 that they did not gain. They still gained 8.2 million new subscribers. And that's in a quarter of the year. 8 million new subscribers. And you're going to tell me that people are fleeing from Netflix because Cowboy Bebop had a gender-neutral character. Guys, It's again, if you're a stockholder and you care about explosive growth, yes, you kind of want to get out when it's at the top. Maybe now Netflix, people are talking about, it's going to become more of a value stock as opposed to a growth stock, which means that it's not about acquiring millions upon millions of users. It's about you have the users and now just make the experience nice. They're going to raise the rates a little bit. It's probably going to go up $1 a year. Okay, maybe the period of explosive growth is over, but that doesn't mean Netflix. Well, they're acting like the company's going to shut down. It's going nowhere. And also, let's be clear. So these articles we get, anybody loses 50 million billion. The hell does that mean? I don't think they lost 50 million billion quartering. Loses 100 billion, 750,000 subscribers. I don't know where how at risk. What does that even mean? I would have to watch these videos. Stock tanks again, 50%. It didn't tank 50%. Lose 45 billion in market cap, sure. Okay? But for those of you who have not been following the stock market, okay, let's look at Netflix. First of all, here's a 1-year picture of Netflix. Yes, they were at 687 in November, and oh my God, 359. I guess that's where you got your 50% from. They were down 50% from their high. It happens. Don't buy the top of a stock if you can. Try to buy the dip. But as we can see, okay, big dip. Let's look at the QQQ index. This is the index of the most popular tech stocks. Every tech stock, the big names, you know, Microsoft, Apple, everything are all under this. And let's look at the 1-year graph. If it'll come on out. Oh, there it was. Let's see. Go back. You see that? You see this? At 400, dip down to 350. Now, this was not as dramatic a drop because, again, this is an index of all tech stocks. It's much safer, less crazy swings and highs. But that means the entire tech sector is down, all of it. Netflix, Microsoft, every tech stock. This is why I lost my shirt, because I only buy tech stocks, and they all went, okay? That was a major part of it, but I want you to look at this Netflix thing. Anytime you see these guys tell you, oh, they just lost $100 billion. Well, it's the price of a stock. It goes up and down. Because you know what? It went down. It got to 360. And you know what Vito did? Vito bought himself 5 shares. Because I don't listen to idiot YouTubers who tell me, oh, they lost 1 billion subscribers. They lost 50 million billion. The whole company's going under. No, I went, no, this is a good opportunity. They're down half from their high. And you know what happened? Bill Ackman shows up. Big Bill Ackman, big hedge fund manager. I think he sunk like 30 billion in the company, 30 million. I don't know. The CEO of Netflix just dropped 5 million on the stock, and already it has rebounded from 360. It's already back at 457. That is a weekly jump. Let me see, or a 5-day jump. It's up 20%. It has already rebounded. This stock that is supposed, oh, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. They got 8, what was it? Give me the numbers one more time. They only got 8.3 million new subscribers. That's it. They got woke and they went broke, and they broke their woke, and the woke broke is broke, and the broke is woke. Stop saying this. You people know nothing about business. You know nothing about stocks. But I will be fair, this goes both ways, okay? Because it's not like the liberal morons. Spotify lost more than $2 billion in market value after Neil Young pulled his music. Nobody sold their Spotify stock because of Neil Young pulling his music from Spotify. Again, here's the tech index. All-time high 400, dipped down to 340. Every single stock. You want to see a stock I invested in? I lost my shirt. C Limited. Okay, again. Tech stock, 1 year, it was up. Oh, it was up so high, 366, dipped all the way down to 128. Everything is down. And if you think that stock prices are influenced by these tiny little news stories, this is like when Nike signed Colin Kaepernick and their stock went down 5%, and everybody wrote articles like, oh my, well, there you go. There you go. They got woke, they went broke, and then like a month later, Nike shares were up 25%. Okay, stocks go up and down all the time. It did not even, the 5% had nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick. It's just stocks fluctuate. 5%, you think a 5% up and down has anything to do with anything? You're an idiot. Okay, so no. Netflix stock is not down because they're woke. Spotify stock is not down up because they're anti-woke, whatever. Down, up, came back up. It's a market, okay? The whole market is down from these all-time highs. It's coming right back up. Netflix is coming back like a rocket. And anyone who tells you that they know how to read the market and the market cares about Cowboy Bebop having a gender-neutral character, not a single investor knows about this or cares. Grandmas and grandpas are buying this stock. Okay? They aren't looking at it going, well, they're getting a little bit woke. I got to sell it. No. Again, 8.3 million new subscribers. Yes, it is a slowed period of growth, but they're still flying like a fucking rocket. And you're a moron if you think they're going broke. Anyway, guys, that's... I go nuts. I go nuts. I go nuts. Because I'm in the same sphere as these people who make these... We make these reaction videos to the news. And then I get lumped in with these morons and these psychopaths who say crazy things about, oh, the Netflix stock tank because that Don't Look Up movie is about climate change and that made it's too woke and everybody unsubscribed. You have no idea what you're talking about. Just shut up. I know you have to make content. The only person who gets a pass is the quartering. I swear to God. Because he's just so good. He said woke like 50 times in that video. How does he get away with it? Jeremy, I love you. We got more videos coming soon. Again, if you like this kind of common sense discussion, a guy like me who, I hate to say it, I don't just go with the crowd. I don't just repeat the easy lines about how wokeness is destroying everything. There's some of that, and there's some bad writing in Hollywood, but it is not destroying Netflix. If you like that, subscribe to the Vito Nation, baby. We got more videos coming soon. I love you. Take care of yourself. Don't go woke. Don't get broke. Whatever the fuck that means.